Hi everyone, my name is Brian Nairn and I'm an educational developer with the Teaching Commons here at York. I'm here today to spend just a couple of minutes around the topic of assessing student reflections. Now, this is not going to be a how-to video, but more just outlining some question prompts for you to consider if or when you are deciding to assess student reflections. My contact information is also provided at the end of this short clip, so please feel free to reach out if you would like to discuss in more detail. As you are considering assessing student reflections, here are a few questions you might want to ask yourself. For starters, what is the purpose of the reflection? For example, is it for a single assignment, part of a larger portfolio? Is it an in-class or an industry community-based project? Right? So why is it important for the students to reflect in this particular case? And does it really need a grade attached to it? Secondly, how does this assessment align with my learning outcomes? Right, so a solid rule of thumb about any assessment is to make sure it aligns with the learning outcome. Are there outcomes related to some form of communication, such as oral or written? Is reflection or other form of deeper critical analysis embedded within the course or outcomes? If no, you might not need to assess this reflection. If the answer is no, but you still want to assess, maybe it's time to rethink the course learning outcomes. Another thing to consider is if this is a smaller piece of a larger component. For example, is a larger reflection, such as a major paper or presentation, expected at the end of the course? Are there smaller chunks of reflection along the way? Do each of the components need to be formally assessed, or can some activities be used as learning tools to build up to a larger project? And finally, thinking about things like alternative options. So if you decide you do want to go ahead, is something like peer review an option? Right? So that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Can students review the work of others as an informal assessment? This way everyone gets feedback and practice, and it might be useful if it coincides with a smaller piece of a larger picture. Understanding that is a very brief introduction to assessing reflections. And so you might be looking for more information, and that's where the Teaching Commons can really come in to help you out here. So whether it's with our new website, yorku.ca/teachingcommons, on our experiential education page, includes links to things like resources, contact information. Specifically, we do have an online module on preparing students for critical reflection, which is open for staff and faculty to take, work through in e-class, so you might find that useful. Or if you do want to just continue this conversation further, right, any sort of one-on-one or group consultations are always available. So please just email me, nairn1@yorku.ca. I'm happy to set up a time and we can go from there. So thanks for tuning in, and best of luck as you are thinking about assessing students' critical reflections.